Next point, what is TSM? All right, this is a fun way I like to explain this. Um, TSM is a tool that you have to control your Tableau server installation through a command line web-based interaction. Now, I'm from India. I got my driving license in India, and since then I came to the Netherlands and I had to get a driver's license here. And this is a good way to describe this. So I made this slide 1.5 years ago when I started working with Tableau Server. And back then, Tableau had just changed, or it kind of just changed to this new way of working, which is TSM. Before that, they used tab admin and different options there. Now, in that setting, in the old setting, when you had tab admin to work with, things are a bit chaotic. So Tableau Server was just, it was a bit hard to do simple tasks because you had to run multiple applications, open separate Tableau Server applications, and know where to go for specific things. You had a configuration utility, you had a license manager utility. So it was just a bit of a mess. And you could get things done, sure, but because of the multiple ways, multiple applications you had to use, it was quite a bit chaotic. So compared to when I started getting a Dutch license, I had to learn for it. I was like, whoa, these roads are smooth. I was surprised. And it's much more smoother because yes, you do have multiple options even now to do things. Just like you can take multiple exits or you can take multiple roads to a specific place, you do have multiple options, but in the back end, they all come down to this one REST API that Tableau basically serves. So that makes it much more robust. So there's just one point of failure. So in that it doesn't fail, but that is one place to look at the logs, one place to configure and make sure the access is working, versus earlier when you had multiple options for this. And this is a line I wrote 1.5 years ago. TSM is a new way to interact with Tableau Server, and its unified and multifaceted interface opens up new possibilities for server admins. I wrote this 1.5 years ago, and even right now, I'm just seeing just how true this is in so many ways. Because, yeah, just yesterday, working with a REST API for a client, just seeing how you can easily download the PDF and download different parts of your workbooks. It's just interesting how quickly you can work with that using TSM. Whereas earlier, these tasks were much more difficult to develop and work with. So it really makes it easier to work with your server um, to do automation of tasks with your server. So the benefits are it simplifies your Tableau Server admin tools compared to earlier, of course, and there's flexibility and ease of automation. All nodes are peers. What that means is you could, if you have multiple nodes on your Tableau server, multiple machines, then they all function as peers. So if one were to fail, you can easily transfer task processes to the other server. And dynamic topology, which means that there are some processes on Tableau server. Processes are something we'll look at a bit later. There are some processes on Tableau server that you can dynamically change without having to restart your server, because a lot of process changes require a restart of the server, but in this case, you can dynamically change them. Again, if you have any questions, please drop it in the chat, in the questions panel, not in the chat, in the questions panel, and I will look at it after I finish. Okay, how to access TSM? As I said, TSM at its root is just a REST API, and you have the command line approach, you have the web UI approach. Now, if you go to the Tableau help website, look for any TSM command, it's going to give you the TSM CLI approach or the TSM web UI approach. This is if you're using the Windows server option. Also for the Linux, actually. Also for Linux, it works. So you can use it either with CLI or with web UI. Or you can automate these tasks using REST API. You can work with the REST API using Postman or PowerShell or Python, whatever you might prefer. You can interact with the REST API and automate simple tasks.